Good morning, Enid. It is Thursday, September 13th, 7:30 in the morning. You doing all right? It's good to see you. Thank you for joining us for Good Morning, Enid. So let me encourage you to grab a cup of coffee, hot tea, whatever it may be, and join us for the next 30 minutes. We've got news, weather, sports, and we're going to be talking the Cherokee Strip Days with a very special guest. So thank you for joining us. We are live streaming around the globe on enidtv.org, and we welcome all of our viewers around the globe. And then we're also coming to you live on Channel 12 and 112. So this is Good Morning, Enid. It is time to rise and shine.
Good morning, Enid. Thanks again for joining us today. It is a pretty nice 71 degrees outside, so let's take a look at that bus stop forecast. Looks like it's going to get up to a high of 87 later today and a low tonight of 69 degrees. Partly cloudy skies with winds out of the south side, 10 to 15 miles an hour. But overall, I think a pretty nice day. I can't complain when it's 71 degrees outside.
It's already the middle of September, and we have a big weekend with the Cherokee Strip Days and parades all across the state of Oklahoma. And, of course, college football. Oklahoma State, I think, has a Saturday afternoon game. So let's look at the weather for the three-day forecast so you'll know how to dress appropriately for all the events. Friday's looking really good, warming up to the 90s. Saturday, with all the ball games and the parades, it's going to be a warm day, perfect for parades. And I like the fact that for the next 3 days, the lows, it finally cools off in the evening and mornings in the 60s, and that's kind of nice. Living out on the farm that I do, it's really quiet in the morning. All you hear is crickets, but I like that cool breeze in the morning. So we want to look at On This Day in History, and Kalea Stafford is our special guest. Good morning, Kalea. Thank you for joining us. And here's your opportunity to always do the weather, right? Ever since you were a little girl, you always wanted to do the weather on television. Always.
Always.
Well, we'll put on the screen there, so walk us through On This Day in History, if you would, please.
All right. On this day in history in Enid, the record high was 109 degrees in 1918, and the record low was 39 degrees in 1902. And I have to say, I'm glad that is not in the forecast for today.
Just think of that. If those were the temperatures for the Cherokee Strip Parade, 109 or the 39.
You might not see me there.
You might not see it. But I'm sure folks bundled up, and we probably all we can recall a time that it was pretty cold. So, well, it's 7:33. Again, thank you for joining us on this mid-September. I can't believe how fast the calendar's going. How many days till Christmas? Anybody knows? You got that figured out?
Tomorrow.
I don't.
You're with the
yet.
Chamber of Commerce. You know those
yeah,
things,
we're supposed
right?
to know all
You're
those
supposed to know
things.
those. And we'll talk about the Chamber in just a little bit. Okay, let's focus on school for a moment.
Yeah, I think we got to look at that school menu to see what the kids are eating today. Looks like we're having Frito chili pie, zucchini slices, steamed corn, apple crisp, and milk. And tomorrow they're having cheeseburgers, pork and beans, fresh carrots, pickle slices, diced peaches, and milk.
Okay, I vote for going to school on Friday.
Yeah, I'm not sure what a Frito chili pie is, but...
Yeah. Frito chili pie. Well, that's another story. Okay. We got to keep moving. So anyway, go to school both days, but for lunch, Friday's the cheeseburger day. Okay, it's 7:33, and to keep us updated on the hurricane and sports and everything that's going on in Oklahoma overnight, we always turn to the bow tie guy. That's Derek Silas, because he has the Oklahoma Minute.
Well, many are evacuating the Carolinas as Hurricane Florence approaches. As of 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, it is a Category 2 with 110 mile per hour sustainable winds moving northwest at 15 miles per hour. It is expected to hit Wilmington, North Carolina around 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. The Walk of Fame ceremony will be held Saturday at 9 a.m. at the Central National Bank Center as part of the Cherokee Strip celebration as we celebrate Enid's 125th birthday and honor 3 individuals who have made a lifetime of service to our community. Saturday in sports, Oklahoma University will go up against Iowa at 11 a.m. It will air on ABC. Oklahoma State will go up against Boise State in Stillwater at 2:30 p.m. It will air on ESPN, and Tulsa will go up against Arkansas State at 6 p.m. It will air on CBS Sports Network. On this day in history, in 1814, Francis Scott Key pens the poem, which is later set to music and becomes America's national anthem in 1931, the Star-Spangled Banner. And that's the Oklahoma Minute.
Well, now you feel smarter?
I do.
Every time Derek does that, we just walk out here with just volumes of knowledge. Of course, I don't remember what he said last Thursday, but anyway, it was pretty good. It's 7:35. We're working our way to a warm 87 degrees. And if you have photos, and especially from the Cherokee Strip days, if you have some photos that you want to share, you can send them to us right at where the cows are, the Holsteins, at gme@enid.org. gme@enid.org. We have one photo that we want to share. Last Saturday was the big Air Force Ball. Kaylee, did you go to the Air Force Ball?
I did not go to the Air Force
Okay.
Ball.
Okay. Well, I don't think anybody in the room went. But we know there were several hundred people that did. And our new executive assistant for Gerald Gilbert, our city manager, Carrie Huffings, and her husband Ryan attended the Air Force Ball. Look at that Thunderbird behind them. Very impressive. So I think that everybody had a great time at the Air Force Ball, and we appreciate Carrie sending that picture to us. So if you have a photo of an event, especially maybe fall colors or something, send it to gme@enid.org. Okay, we got to move right along at 7:36, and to find out all the entertainment happenings, we always go to one person, and that's Aaron Savetnik. Aaron?
Thanks, Steve. There's a bunch of great events, and Kaylee will talk about them later. But starting us off is the Homesteaders Hoedown fundraiser this Friday. It takes place at the Home Place Country Estate, and it's from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's $50 per person, and it's a 21-plus event, so no kids, sadly. It's hosted by the Cherokee Strip Regional Heritage Center. There will be carnival games, whiskey and Oklahoma beer tastings, bingo, square dancing, live and silent auctions, and all the proceeds are going to benefit the Humphrey Heritage Village and educational programs. And you must pre-order the tickets, so you can't buy the tickets the day of the event, but it looks like a really fun event, especially if you love square dancing or carnival games. Definitely something to go check out this weekend. And the next thing that I have on my list is the Oklahoma Gun Show, which is not this Saturday, but the Saturday the 22nd and Sunday the 23rd. It runs 9 to 5 on Saturday and 10 to 4 on Sunday. It's at the Chisholm Trail Expo Center. It's the largest selections of gun and gear, and there's unique items like guns, knives, and coins. Definitely a great event if you are a hunter or an outdoor sportsman, any kind of, if you want guns or anything like that, definitely the place to go look because they have every kind of gun that you would like. And then finally, we have Enid Pride on Saturday the 22nd. It is at Government Springs Park North. It runs from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. It's free admission. It's hosted by the Enid LGBT Coalition. It's a family-friendly event celebrating diversity in the community, music. There'll be music, vendors, food, and it's an all-volunteer nonprofit organization. So another great event. I saw a couple of pictures online of the event, and it looks so fun. There are people dressed up in all different kinds of colors. Definitely a great event, family-friendly. So definitely something to check out, and that's what's happening.
Okay, and one of the things that's what's happening for the weekend is the very popular Cherokee Strip Days here in Enid. I know Perry has a version. I mentioned there's other, Kalea, do you know if there's other communities here in the land run part of the state? Do they have their Cherokee Strip Days celebration? Are you aware of any?
The only one that we're aware of is Enid and Perry because they always happen to be on the same weekend. I'm not sure. I have seen this year other communities are celebrating, but a lot of them seem to be last weekend.
Okay. Well, we'll talk more about the Cherokee Strip Days and what opportunities that you have to participate in. We're going to do that after we see some ducks and geese. It's 7:39 on this Thursday, September 13. Good morning. maybe it's just me, but there's something therapeutic about watching ducks and geese on the water. I don't know, happens to me. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. And as you can see at our studio set, we're real close to the Government Springs North, if you will. Kalea Stafford, our special guest, has been helping us out this morning. She's a special events and also membership director for the Enid Chamber of Commerce. Good morning, Kalea.
Good morning.
Without going into this long explanation, and not to put you on a spot, people hear about the Enid Chamber of Commerce. They see ribbon cuttings and maybe some John Blankenships in the news about going to the Capitol. But in general terms, what is the Chamber of Commerce?
The Chamber, we work to promote our Chamber member businesses. We want to help them market themselves, advertise, encourage people to work with our Chamber members. That's a lot of my focus is on our members, but we are active in different legislative events. We were part of the Kalea Pipeline Project. We created the Enid for Teachers discount program that different businesses can sign up. We do the federal legislative trip every year where we really show our support and what we're doing as a community for Vance Air Force Base. So we cover a little bit of everything.
And I remember each year, is in it April or May?
Yes,
that
it's
the
usually the end of
contingent get
April.
together and everybody goes to Washington, D.C.
Yes, yes.
And all that. Okay. Well, thanks for being here. We're going to
Of
do a little
course.
tag team event here. So.
All right.
Yeah, it sounds like the Chamber does a lot of stuff, but could you tell me a little bit more about what you do specifically?
I am over our membership and special events, so I work with our members, sending out e-blasts for them, doing the communications for them, trying to help promote our members, as well as the different special events that the Chamber does. One being Cherokee Strip that's coming up. That's our biggest event. That's my biggest event that takes the most of my time and effort each year. We start planning for this event in July, so it's, long drawn out process, but it's always worth it.
It's kind of like Thanksgiving dinner. You spend 8 hours to cook it and you eat it in what, 15 minutes or less, and then you go sit in front of the TV and watch the football game.
Yep.
So the parade, you spend 8 months for maybe a 2-hour event.
Yep.
Well, let's talk about the parade, Cherokee Strip Days. Again, as a kid growing up in Perry, it was a big deal for me. And we knew in Perry that Enid was doing their version.
Right.
And I remember it being this tall, if you will. We all loaded up and went to the town square for Cherokee Strip Days. And the parade in Perry was the highlight. And I know the parade has really been the signature event here in Enid. So let's talk about basically, what time do folks need to get lined up? And don't they line up south of the event center and things of this nature? Somebody's watching and said, I forgot where they told us to line up at. Do you know?
Well, there will be people in the parking lot of the event center. Since it is such a large parade, a lot of people don't know this. We actually have 5 different staging areas, and we divide the parade entries into groups and stage them in the different areas all behind the event center to keep the flow so everyone's not in one big group and it doesn't bottleneck to get them out. And so we have 5 volunteers at each of the staging areas that will just kind of funnel people out and shuffle them through when it's their time to go.
And I appreciate you sharing that, because oftentimes people say, you just line up and go in a parade. Well, no, it's a little bit more than just lining up and getting in the parade.
That is
the parade.
the truth, for sure.
And I understand that a new feature this year, kids get to decorate their bikes.
Yes, we actually
So-
have had that for the last couple years.
Okay.
It's just they don't have to decorate their bikes. It's encouraged, to celebrate the land run. Cowboy attire is encouraged. We do a best dressed $10 Freddy's gift card giveaway for the kid that just goes all out decorating their bike, dressing up, and the kids are led by the bike shop here in Enid. They always agree to lead the kids and get them started in the parade, and I know quite a few kids that look forward to it.
We will be videotaping the parade this year and airing it back on the Enid Television Network. For those unable to see the parade, we'll air it on television next week. But do you have a recommendation? Where's the best place to view the parade?
The only place that I've ever viewed it from is right in front of the gazebo. I always sit on the judge's reviewing stand. So I guess I would say right off of Randolph. It seems to be that's where most of the people come. And people will come at 9:15 set up their chairs, stake out their spot. I mean, people want a good view of this parade.
We did the same thing in Perry, you know. So, well, enough about the parade, and we got to include Erin here. I know Erin's got a lot of questions. There's a lot more than just the parade.
Yeah, that's what I'm interested in. I've heard there's a bunch of other events that go along with the parade. Could you tell me a little bit more about those and what times those are at?
Yeah, it actually starts tomorrow. Everything really kicks off tomorrow. From 9 a.m. to about 6 p.m., the Enid Public Library will show Western movies for free, just looping all day. So just, you know, a lot of kids go after school and stop and watch the movies. 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. is our famous Cherokee Strip lunch rush. It's the Indian tacos provided by the Enid Intertribal. They'll be $7. There's always a line. I've seen people in the pouring rain in line waiting for those Indian tacos. They are delicious. They'll also, Main Street Enid is sponsoring the movie and music on the lawn tomorrow evening. And then Saturday morning kicks off with the parade. Like we've touched on, the Enid Walk of Fame is at 9 a.m. Our festival begins about 9:30. The vendors will be set up. We'll have arts and crafts vendors. The parade obviously is at 10:30, and then at 1 and 1:45 on the lawn, we'll have the Old West gunfight.
Old West gunfight.
Yes.
That sounds like fun. Now I know what I'm doing this weekend.
They're always looking for volunteers to get kidnapped for their show.
There's a great opportunity.
Perfect role for me.
Let's talk a little bit about how folks can participate. Forgive me for reverting back to my childhood days at Perry, but it was such a big event, and I know it's a huge event here in Enid, but we would make this deliberate effort to have a picnic in the park. We would have cousins from Oklahoma City would come to Perry to the Cherokee Strip Days, and once a year we'd all sit in the park and have our picnic. What are other ways that people can participate? They can bring their lunch and have that kind of park, or they can take advantage of the food trucks.
Yes, we will have quite a few food trucks down there that we would love for people to take advantage of. The parade is usually over about lunchtime, which is perfect timing, so you can just go hop in line. There will be arts and crafts vendors set up all along the square for people to, you know, walk around and enjoy what they have to offer. We'll have inflatables and train rides for kids. It's really a family-friendly event. Another way to participate is sign up for the kids' bike parade. We are full on our Cherokee Strip parade entries at this time, but the bike parade, you show up that morning with your entry form and you're able to get in, and so bring the kids down and ride their bikes.
So there's definitely a ton of ways to participate.
Yeah, lots of ways to really get involved on Saturday.
Yeah. And I was curious, since you mentioned the gunfight, is there any history behind that? Like, why the gunfight?
I think it's just...
You can just make it up.
Yeah.
I think it's just because it kind of fits with the Cherokee Strip theme, the land run theme, you know, cowboys type thing. It's just something that since I've been at the chamber, this is my 5th Cherokee Strip celebration to plan and work with. We've just always had them.
Okay. What about the parade? It sounds like you've done it for a few years, so I'm guessing there must be some kind of history behind that.
How far does it go back? Do you know?
We don't know. We were talking about that in our office. We're not really sure when it started. It started, I think, before John and Joan were both at the chamber, so...
Well, I know it's going on in the 60s. That dates me, so that takes it way back then.
It's gone on for quite a while, and we're glad to see it still going.
Sure, sure. It's 7:48 on this Thursday morning. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday, September 13th. As you're planning your wardrobe or getting the kids out to school, high today is going to be 87, so it's going to really warm up. Right now, we're holding steady in the low 70s, and the winds are going to be out of the south. For our friends out at Vance, their winds are from the south, southwest today, around 10 miles per hour. So, Kalea Stafford is our special guest this morning on Good Morning Enid. She's a special events and membership director, and we'll have more with Kalea in just a few moments. What's our next stop, Erin?
I believe we need to take it back to Derek for the Oklahoma Minute, the bow tie guy.
Thanks, Erin. Many are evacuating the Carolinas as Hurricane Florence approaches. As of 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, it is a Category 2 with 110 miles per hour sustainable winds moving northwest at 15 miles per hour. It is expected to hit Wilmington, North Carolina, Friday at 7 a.m. The Walk of Fame ceremony will be held Saturday at 9 a.m. at the Central National Bank Center as part of the Cherokee Strip celebration. As we celebrate Enid's 125th birthday and honor 3 individuals who have made a lifetime service to this community. Saturday, in sports, Oklahoma University will go up against Iowa State at 11 a.m. and it will air on ABC. Oklahoma State will go up against Boise State in Stillwater at 2:30 p.m. It will air on ESPN, and Tulsa will go up against Arkansas State at 6 p.m. and it will air on CBS Sports Network. This day in history, 1814, Francis Scott Key pens the poem, which is later set to music and becomes America's national anthem in 1931, The Star-Spangled Banner. And that's the Oklahoma Minute.
Thank you, Derek. Speaking of football, let's talk about Friday Night Lights. Kaylee, are you a big football fan?
I am a big fan of Oklahoma State football.
Oh, you're one of those.
I am one of those.
Oh, well, bless your heart. So, no.
Loyal and true.
Loyal and true. Well, you have, as Derek said, you have a big game Saturday. Boise
We
State's
do.
coming to town. That's
We
big.
do.
Well, let's see what the area high school games look like for Friday Night Lights. McGinnis from Oklahoma City comes to town and play the Plainsmen this Friday, and I understand it is the homecoming game. So all the alumni from Enid encourage you to come on out. 7 o'clock kickoff at Selby Stadium, and my Perry Maroons have the night off. They're 2-0, by the way. Proud of my old school. But you can see some of the Hennessy's at Hobart. Wow, that's going to be a long trip for them. But anyway, Sealing, Waukomis, some big games in the area. It's always fun this time of year. It's fall, it's the festival, it's parades, and it's Friday Night Lights, that's for sure. So let's see if we can do the 3-day weather again. And in preparation, because again, we've got the college games and
Yeah, I think the Oklahoma State Fair is this weekend too. So if you're
Oh,
thinking
yeah.
about going
in
out to
Oklahoma
that,
City, it starts
Yep.
today.
yeah. So if you're thinking about going to
Yes.
that this weekend, looks like we have sunny skies almost every single day. Only partly cloudy on Sunday. It looks pretty, not in the hundreds. So we definitely have that going for us. 90s and 89 for the highs. Pretty good lows though. Definitely in the 60s is when you can start to tell it's becoming fall. So it looks like a great weekend.
Forgot all about that. The Oklahoma State Fair in Oklahoma City's Thursday. And then we have the Oklahoma State Fair in Tulsa the following 10 days or something. It's kind of interesting. Let's talk a little bit about the City Council meeting coming up next Tuesday. I'd like to remind everybody that the study session is typically in the lower level conference room. But due to some of the agenda items that will be rather popular, we are moving the study session to the council chambers at 5 o'clock next Tuesday. I believe that's the 18th. And the city council meeting will get underway at 6:30. So the only change is the study session will be at the council chambers. And the MAPC, the Metropolitan Area Planning Commission meeting, that will be next Monday as well, as you can see. Thank you. As you can see on the screen, that gets underway at 6 o'clock, and that's broadcast live on the Enid Television Network and also live streamed at enidtv.org, the MAPC meeting for next Monday. So if you have an opportunity to stay with us at 8 o'clock this morning, I had the opportunity to visit with the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics gentleman. His name is Mark Woodward, and our discussion was on disposing the disposal effort, I guess, of old prescription drugs. And Kaylee, do you have any, this is a personal question, do you have any old prescriptions in your cabinet that's been there for years and you thought, what do I do with them?
I do not.
Oh, you don't?
I don't.
Well, I asked the wrong question to the wrong person there.
I have 2 young kids at home though, so I try to keep things disposed of.
And that was part of our topic with Mark Woodward about being safe at home. And I've got some prescription drugs at home stuck way back in the cabinet, and I don't have a clue what they are for, but yet they're still there. So we talk about, and Mark was very articulate about the safe way to dispose of those prescription drugs and keep things safe at home as well. So it's 7:54. One of our favorite segments is...
Yep, my personal favorite segment is seeing Charlotte and all of her cute little pets. It sounds like she has a black cat named Spot to show us today. So take it to you, Charlotte.
Hi, good morning. Today we have some exciting news at the shelter. We've got new cat pens. Come and see. Before we see the new cat pens, I want you to meet my friend Spot. Spot is a
Kitty, 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 kitty,
She
kitty,
always
kitty.
has the cutest kitties ever.
Yeah. Well, Aaron,
Yeah, I just want to say a special thank you to Dillard's for letting me wear a bunch of their new fall fashion line. So thank you, Dillard's. Your clothes are wonderful. Definitely go check out their selection.
and I think we're going to have a fall fashion show next Thursday. So, in the meantime, our special guest here at 7:55 is Kalea Stafford, the special events and membership. Let's talk membership. How does a person get involved in the chamber? Maybe they've opened a new business, or they've just been on the fence and they're not sure. So,
Right.
what would you say to someone about membership?
If
Kalea?
someone was interested in membership, of course they can contact me, 237-2494. There's my contact information. But the chamber offers quite a few incentives, and we have good offers to help market and advertise our businesses, really let people know that businesses are here, and if they're running specials, if they're doing different things that they want to promote through our members. We have networking events that we host. Once Cherokee Strip is over, we are launching a new program, a new member reception that's for new and current members that have been long-standing, because there are, kind of what you asked this morning, there are a lot of people that are even chamber members that don't know what we do. And so we're going to be launching that soon. If there's someone that is a potential member that would like to know what we do, this reception will be open to everyone.
And one of the events that you had recently was your Citizen of the Year
Yes.
type event. Where
Yes, our annual banquet.
Where Bill Shuey, our mayor, was identified or selected, if you will, as Citizen of the Year, and then you
Yes.
recognize other individuals as well.
Yes, we do. We do.
You have any questions about the parade or the Cherokee Strip Days? Because this will be your
So, yeah,
first
I've never
weekend.
actually been to the parade before. So could you tell me like who's in the parade?
Who's in the parade? We have, this year is our 125th year for the Cherokee Strip Land Run, and it is also the 125th year for our title sponsor, Johnston Seed Company. We've never had a title sponsor before, but Joey Mybergen called and said, hey, we're celebrating 125 years. I see your Cherokee Strip is 125 years, so let's partner up and let's do that. So that's Joey Mybergen with Johnston Seed. He's going to be our Grand Marshal for the parade. We've got 5 local area high school bands that will march in the parade.
Oh, wow.
We've got antique cars, we've got civic clubs, organizations, school sports, and then we have the famous Cherokee Strip Longhorns, which if you've never been, you need to come and check out the Longhorns that bring up the end of the parade. That's always my favorite part.
And they're not at the start.
They're at the end. They're at the end.
There's a strategic reason to have them at that very end.
Yes.
So, Kelly, I just went blank. I was going to ask you something about that parade part. Oh, well. If they have questions, how do they reach you again?
They can call me at 237-2494. Again, there's my contact information. My email is kaylee@enidchamber.com. If anyone wants to reach out, has questions about the chamber or the Cherokee Strip celebration.
Okay, and that's all this weekend. We've got 10 seconds to say goodbye. Kalea Stafford, thank you very much. Quick
Thank you
30
for
minutes,
having
wasn't
me.
it?
It was. That
Very-
went by quickly.
Okay. Aaron, you want to say goodbye?
Yeah. Thank you for watching us.
Thank you.